And we are recording. Just make sure there isn't anyone in the waiting room. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
मेरे फोन दा चार्ज लाना। मैडम देख लो मेरी कितनी।
Everyone should have their first and last name.
कॉलेज डॉक्टर ना सहाय।
Everyone should have their first and last name typed in. This is your how we record your attendance. So make sure we get that done. And I know everyone's muted. Thank you very much. If you need to unmute, you can, we'll put in a text or you can raise your hand. But let me just make sure I have everyone. I should see your beautiful faces. I don't see Jessica. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And full name, whatever. Okay, so I am Professor Jennifer Harrison-Hauer. Welcome to Community Health. For our first day, we're going to go over the orientation. There's some material that I'm required to go over with you.
Excuse me, Professor. Sharice says she's in the waiting room trying to get in.
Thank you. Oh, bless her heart. She wasn't there 2.5 seconds ago. Okay. All right. So every once in a while, if folks are coming in, that's why you got to be early is on time, to be on time is late, and to be late is unacceptable. That is a creed I have followed since I started as an LPN back in 1994. So when folks are jamming in late, I got to stop what I'm talking, get in. So let's get started. First, I want to share just a little bit about myself and the course. Well, again, there's an orientation that I have to share with you. It's pretty lengthy, but we'll get through it. If you should have any questions, you can go ahead and I'll leave time.
The line is breaking off. I could hardly hear you.
How you guys, can I hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it just Elizabeth?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, you may want to check on your, how am I breaking up to anyone else? Okay, so then Elizabeth, it's got to be something on your end, because if you're the only one, it will be recorded and I will make sure you guys get a copy of it. All right, so maybe change your location, but you'll get a copy of the recording so you can listen to it afterwards. But let's go ahead, because we've got some few things we're going to need to get covered today. So everyone, all right, let me get started. So again, where to start? I started my nursing career back in 1994 as a licensed practical nurse. I'm from Florida, Georgia, worked many floors. Eventually, I moved to Arizona. I am a commissioned officer with the United States Public Health Service. I hold the rank of major. I am a women's health nurse practitioner. I'm the only women's health nurse practitioner on a reservation here in Arizona. I do everything from biopsies to procedures and prenatals and postpartum menopause, you name it. I started back up a little bit because there's 20 something years in there. I have a master's in public health. So when I first moved out to Arizona, I became a public health nurse on the reservation. So I had my government Jeep, my bag immunizations, and I went out to the villages and took care of my community. That's a little bit of why I'm able to sit here and talk to you today, because I've done it, I've lived it. So that's just a little bit about myself. So this class is interactive. This is just as if you're in the classroom. I would like for everyone to interact and be respectful and what have you. So question, why is community health important in nursing? And if you want to answer, you can unmute yourself, but you know, we're going to be doing this for 11 weeks. So everyone at some point is going to talk about something. So why is community health important? What are some concerns in your community? I mean, why is this, and why is, especially now with everything that's going on in the world? Oh, I need to admit some people. Anyone want to answer? Do I just call on names?
Okay, go ahead, whoever. wants.
Mackenzie's unmuted first. She beat you to it.
I was gonna say, go Jazz, you're good.
Okay, so I think community health is important because it tells, it makes an awareness for the people to prevent, it improve the access to preventive measures, like and it's engage people in making good health decisions that is suitable for everybody.
When you said prevent, you just stole my heart, just right there. Because that's what it's all about. Prevention on many different levels. You'll learn about primary prevention, secondary prevention, tertiary prevention in this class. Primary prevention, get your vaccines. Secondary prevention, get your breast checked, or for men, John, get whatever you need to get checked. and then your tertiary or what have you. You want to live in the land of primary as much as possible, but some things are secondary in nature. I'm not going to lecture in this particular moment, but yes, absolutely. So what are some concerns in the community today? Some things that you may have been aware of.
Are you
in your
talking
community.
about like disease processes?
Sure.
that-
Let's just say anybody ever, what are we dealing with now with this opioid crisis and what have you? You guys are not, we're just talking. We're just having
Yeah.
a conversation, just building upon why you're here today. I've always been a why type of nurse. If I can understand why I'm doing something, then when I explain it to others, I'll make it make sense. It'll make sense to me. Like, why am I having you to have your mammograms done? Why? So I've always been a why type of child, student, or what have you. I'm always thirst for knowledge.
I know that in our community, I have a daughter in high school and a daughter in junior high. And the opioid epidemic is amazing. I mean, these kids are seeing
real.
that kind of stuff in
Yeah.
elementary school, which
starting younger.
yeah, is
starting
just
younger
absolutely
and younger and younger. So you
Yep.
just have to be cognizant and be aware of that. So community health, I mean, every professor that lectures, like every, PISA, everything is important, but community health you'll find is a little bit different from everything that you've talked about, like in med surg, because your community is who you're focused on, not Ashley. I'm honestly, some days if I don't know, I'm just not gonna, Brittany, Elizabeth, you're my community right now. You're my community, everybody on that screen. So that's what you're focused on. And that's what community, and you might hear population health, that's interchange, like CDC is focused on the population. Your community health nurse may be assigned to first and 32nd, that's her community. So just know that. So
I want to add into one thing.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. So just want to say, like, in our community or every community, people think like if you are sick, if you are COVID, you are sick. But somebody's mental status is not stable or is depressed or have anxiousness. They don't consider it as a disease. I think there should be more awareness of the mental health as well, that
Oh, sure.
that's a sickness too, but we don't just consider that as a sickness and don't get the treatment and don't get the suitable counseling for that. I think that's important in our community.
We've read about certain stars in the news, and that want to keep this kind of happy, but yeah, absolutely. And it's all important. It's holistic in nature. So that's the thing. You want to keep your community. If you have a community where you have a high rate or incidence, I want to get too far ahead of myself, of a certain condition, let's say suicide or what have you, then that's going to be a top community health concern that you're going to want to work with the community to alleviate that. So very good, very good. Anyone else? We're just going to keep on moving along. So you're going to put everything into practice, everything you learned in med surg or what have you, but from a community focus. So then that's something I think I've drilled home to you. So how would you grade your assessment skills, Ashland, from A to F. In fact, everybody just type in, would you give your assessment skills right this moment? Would you give yourself a hope, or at least give yourself a C? Everyone type in the box there. How would you grade yourself from A to F? Elizabeth, can you hear me? Was that? I don't see anything in the chat. How would you guys grade yourself? Okay, all right, okay. Yay, we will all, oh, no, okay. I will give you a stellar A plus, Miss Chavez. Did they call you Chavez? Chavez?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll write that down. All right, so your assessment skills when you're used to doing your one-on-one with your patients, again, I'm gonna probably drill this down. It's your community, the health of your community is what's gonna be key to important here. So then keep that in mind. Think of it as a head to toe, instead of an individual, you're doing a head to toe on your community. And so let's move forward here. You'll get announcements from me. I know the beginning of semester is a lot. I know, but everything's important. And all this stuff is handed down to me to hand down to you. And just keep in mind, the further you go on with your education, it just gets more and more stuff. Make sure you print and read. If it says keep handy, important, you want to make sure that's near and dear to your heart. Any questions? Again, well, I'm always here for you. Just know that. So at this point, let me go into, I'm going to share screen and get started with the PowerPoint. But just please keep in mind the announcements, just view them, keep in track. Don't ever get yourself, it's so easy to get behind and stuff. I don't know, I'm looking, Miss Lyons, your computer looks like it's doing some funny stuff. Maybe it's
Yeah,
just,
it kind of is. I'm trying to, oh, there it is.
it's
I'm
not
trying to
bothering.
fix
No,
it.
I was just like, are you okay? Okay, all right.
Yep,
Sharing
no, thank you.
screen. Yeah, sure. Sharing screen. Can everyone see January 2023 orientation to online nursing course? If I don't hear a no, then I am moving on. Okay, so there we're going to start our slideshow. This is required that everyone, all of the professors go through this for your first day. So here we go. All righty. Online learning. I'm not going to read verbatim. Again, you guys, you're going to get a copy of this. I'll make sure that you have this, but I physically have to go over it with you. Here we go. Online learning. Thanks to COVID, it is a thing. And so online learning is just as if you're in the classroom. You'll have assignments, you will have homework. This class will take place 6 p.m. Eastern, whether we spring forward or fall back. It will be on Friday. The Zoom will not change. You don't need a passcode for this. I will see you here. And if something comes up, something goes awry, there will be another professor to stand in for 6 p.m. Friday's class or what have you. It's interactive. I am on your A team. I've been doing this a long time. I've taught OB, I do population health or other colleges or what have you. If you should have any, I'm your first contact. Like, am I a tech guru? No, but I'm the one you reach out to and we try to figure it out. And if not, we can find someone to help us figure it out. Any campus courses, of course, it goes without saying, your campus instructor, then your campus dean. For online purposes, how the chain of command goes is I'm your first contact. Then I am led by Dr. Lundy. She is our community health online instructor, whether it's Centerville or whatever campus it may be. And then we're all led by Dr. Brown. She's the dean for online. So that's how things go. If I don't have the answer for you, then I have Dr. Lundy's text. I'll text her and then it goes to Dr. Brown. The information for Dean Brown, Dr. Brown, is listed there for you as well. I have 3 people waiting to enter. Let me get them in. Excuse me one moment. Okay, all right, sorry about that, guys. Where were we? Okay. All right, so then we're going to, I don't know why it's doing that, but okay. So again, I'm your first contact. Be cognizant, I'm in Arizona. And so Arizona, I can't think, there's another state. We don't spring, we don't fall back. It's the same time. And so I have family back in Florida and Georgia. So I have to always be aware of the time zone. Right now it's 2 hours ahead in Atlanta. Sometimes it's 3. For me, I don't move, but just keep that in mind. And I'm also in clinic full time. I prefer Canvas contact because everything will be right there and I'll respond to you. You can feel free to text, but if I say check your campus, that means I want everything recorded on Canvas. But if it's a simple question, don't nitpicky it. But I just prefer Canvas because I have my iPhone. I'll get your message. I responded back to several people that way. But just be in mind, I have a goal of responding to everyone within 24 hours, if not later. But when I'm in clinic, I'm focused on the patient in front of me. So please just be cognizant of that. And then again, this is not you guys' first online Zoom course or what have you with Fortis. So just be respectful. Everybody has different interactions, how they present. And so some people are shy, some people are what have you. You don't want, just want to be respectful. You don't want to use all caps. It looks like you're yelling. So just be respectful of each other and everything will go smoothly. In a perfect world, I would love to say my Friday's class, they come prepared. We chat, we talk, we get things done, no issues at all whatsoever. Everything is just spot on. So again, just like I stated here, your attendance is also captured. It's mandatory, just like if you're on campus. That's why this thing is being recorded. And so how did we, okay, where did I go? Attendance, okay. Yeah, so attendance will only be recorded during your assigned live session. And this is how I have to turn in your attendance. So this is how everything is kept track with the attendance folks. Oh, let me admit, hang on a second. Okay. And then there's policies in place. If you're more than 15 minutes late, again, every time I admit you, I know the time and I follow the rules. So I'm gonna just keep that in mind. There is no makeup for missed attendance. Anyone without attendance, posting attendance 14 days ago will be dropped without notification. I am just the messenger. And so, again, goes into attendance. They are really, most colleges are, but really strict about things. They even, anytime they include your catalog number and the page for you to refer to, it's, just show up. Make sure your stuff works early, 15 minutes before in advance, make sure it works, just, yeah. And so again, they go into attendance. If you're absent more than 20% of the scheduled time, there's ramifications. They will deduct a full letter grade. And then the last thing you want is to be on Dean Brown or any dean's, radar. You don't want that. So that, again, I'll send you guys copies of this, but if certain things occur, 5%, 10%, 15%, she gets involved. It's just, that's what she does. And so you don't want that. Keys to success. This should not be new to anyone. You review every week, just review your announcements, do your readings, come to class on time. The sessions, the live sessions are mandatory. It's just like if you were going to class and sitting down in a desk. Read over your rubrics. I use your rubrics to grade. I go by I have to go by exactly, and I give you guys feedback and what have you. all of your assignments, everything counts there for you. So to be successful, it's quite easy. Do your work, show up. And so stay connected with me, meaning that, you know, online, it is different because you don't physically see me, but we live in a world of you know, internet communication or what have you. Anytime somebody sends me a message on Canvas, I know right away. I'll look at it. If I have a cancellation, if it's slow, if it's something I can give you a response back right away, I'll respond back. I'm not going to wait 24 hours. But just you have to stay connected with me. I don't know unless you let me know. Make sure you schedule your maintain a schedule for your homework. Get yourself organized. The organization that you get started for today, that I started back in '94, I still carry. How I go do my head to toe assessment. I have a system in place that works for me. And so you want to keep yourself organized. This is class. Make sure you're not distracted, dogs not barking, that sort of thing. Again, anything in bold, read all your assignments. And so you want to, again, some of this stuff is repetition. Make sure that everything works. Don't procrastinate. And then, so day one, you should have already logged in, reviewed your information, have your ebooks, have everything set in advance, print your syllabus, highlight everything. Any questions, you come to me after. I'm gonna have the office hours after. I think that'll work best so that anyone that wants to stay on, we can have a little conversation and a little chat. Let's see here. Come prepared. Make sure that, you know, we do offer tutoring, all of this stuff. If you have any, come prepared with any questions or concerns that you may have in your reading. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. That's what it's all about. If it comes up during the week, ask me, let me know, and I'm happy to, you know, if I don't have the answer, there's folks that have the answer. So we'll get you. We're here to make sure you guys complete community health, understand everything, and you guys will be successful future nurses. So again, we do offer reviews. The review sessions, they say here, are not mandatory, but encouraged. It's a whole thing. It's a lot when you're in nursing school. And if you go for your master's and DNP and what have you, it's just more and more stuff. Anything that someone offers to do to help you, you want to try to take. I mean, you have work, family, kids, and what have you, but take advantage of all of that if you can. So listed here are, and same thing should be in your syllabus, but of course I have to make sure that you guys understand your unit exams. I'm not going to go over every single thing, but just know that the units, they have it highlighted here. They're pointing to the arrows. The unit exams and your HESIs are heavily weighted. That's 80%, like right there. But again, they want us to emphasize to you that everything counts, even the weekly, like the weekly sessions, the PNF, that's pass or fail. So if you fail that, then, you know, that's something that you don't want or what have you. So everything counts as well, whether it's 60% or 1%. You want to make sure that you take care of everything that you're responsible for. So they have here listed for the course and assignment grades that they have for whatever powers that be, the homework scores will be turned off. That's how it is for whatever reason. This is for me letting you know. So week 1 through 5, the homework scores are turned off. Week 6, they turn them back on. I have no control over that. And then again, they turn them back off. The homework scores will stay off until after the HESI exams are remediated. Why? That's their policy, nothing that you and I can change. So you want to combine score on all of your exams, your unit exams and your special exams of 78% or above before any credit for completing homework is given. So you need 78% to pass the course. To let you know, for grad school, you cannot get below an 85 on your stuff. So a C is not acceptable. they will make you, I had to repeat epidemiology and that broke my heart. That's 81.2. Anyway, so 78 is pretty good. So for your exams, just make sure that you'll be scheduled. I don't control the scheduling through ExamSoft. There's a process in place that's listed here. You guys can review that later. But once you submit your exam, you will see a confirmation, and from there you will, it'll show you the log out, what have you. So for the exams, you only get, in capital, 1 attempt. You cannot stop, pause, and resume. You have to finish it up. If you're having technical difficulties, you're supposed to notify your instructor. These exams are timed, and just make sure time doesn't get away from you here. If you need accommodations, we need to discuss this in due time. There's a process in place that I have to follow. This is not something we can do the day before. Things in bold and red is they're quite serious about it. So there's no leeway for me to give you. And just keep in mind, I have a boss, my boss has a boss. And so everybody has to be held to the same standard for this. And then again, I'll say this several times, you'll get copies of this, but they are quite serious. You got to make sure you show your face, show your photo. Yeah, ears have to be shown. I mean, ears must show your ears, because people, they have these glasses where they can see things they're not supposed to see, and people find ways to do things they're not supposed to be doing. So missed exams will be held to the late work policy. So apparently that's not acceptable. We have to, all of this, if it gets to that point, it goes to the national dean, which is Dr. Brown. So again, you don't want to be on any dean's radar. They should never know your name unless they're looking at a roster. You're supposed to contact your instructor. Again, they're your first contact for any issues before, highlighted in red and underscored. Because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has to be treated fairly. The dog ate my homework is not an excuse. You know, my computer didn't work and all of this kind of stuff. But again, I need to admit someone here. I am your go-to. So keep that in mind. And if I don't have the answer, somebody in the Fortis universe has the answer. All right. I need a sip. 1 second. Okay. Homework assignments. Okay. Let's go over that. It goes without saying, your syllabi is your bestie. You want to read it. Everything there is what I have to go by for the due dates and what have you. It's the same regardless of what online community health where you're at. So you want to organize and schedule yourself accordingly. This is actually a pretty cool example of how, I'm sure they make this themselves, but how someone will read chapter 17 on a certain day. They have plans to complete on a certain day. Get yourself, again, organized into where, and when you make something like this, you want to hold yourself accountable and get it done. If you're tired on the 12th and you're like, I'm supposed to take the exam, and you want to encourage yourself to get this done. You guys have come so far. So write it out. I am a visual person. For both of my masters, I had to keep myself organized and on top of things, or time has just slipped away. So there you go. There is a late work policy that's listed there. For me, I will not accept any, and I can't. I have to treat everything, again, according to what we have listed here. You have to notify me in advance. Now, I'm not going to say notify me 2 days in advance, and 2 days in advance you say I can't, and I have to approve it. So it's got to be like, you know, I can't think of anything. I'm not going to give you an excuse, but the dog ate your homework is, I'm sorry, I can't. So I need prior written approval. You have to have that, and that's why this is recorded, so that we know that that's what I said. And so please don't get in a habit, turn your stuff in early. Again, my motto, to be early is on time. To be on time is late. To be late is just, it doesn't work, especially if you're taking care of patients and you in the nursing world. Want you get their medicine late. They need it. So the NCLEX practice exam is to really prepare you guys for taking the real thing one day. And so you want to, the NCLEX reviews are listed here for you. Part of everything that we do will make sure that you guys I need to make sure, but it's a team, that you're prepared for this, for all of your exams. And that's why I want you guys to come ready to go for class. Now, as far as when you submit, and again, I keep saying this, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. You'll get copies of this. I cannot take that's why stuff is circled. I cannot take a screenshot. It just won't work. I have to have a report. And this shows you how to get the PDF report. I'm told from others it's pretty straightforward, but if you send me a screenshot, of your results, I can't. Once you submit it, the score you submitted will be the score you receive. Here's the thing, you can repeat this thing as many times as you want and get the highest score. So, and when I saw this, I'm like, this is the easiest A in the universe. You just take it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Everything should be like 100. So for these NCLEX questions, or what have you, if you give me the highest score, I mean, you can't beat that at all. So just keep that in mind. And let's see here. So yeah, so to reiterate, one of the things they wanted us to emphasize is there's no bonus points for getting the most correct. You submit the required 50 questions. If you have 40 correct, you will receive 40 points or 80. So you want to aim for 50, right? So keep that in mind. You can take it as many times as you like. Get that, take whatever, whatever, I don't want to say freebie, but the not so challenging stuff and rock it or what have you. So with your case studies, the HESI case studies, you'll have two. They're supported, they will support your development of the knowledge for the specialty exams and boards. Most people know I love case studies. I just do. I've been using case studies when case studies out I do a lot of clinicals like in person with OB and what have you, and with community health for another university in Arizona. And so when we have fillers that I need, I'll pull out, I have case studies, especially with community health, hint, that will really help hone in what we're discussing, the objectives for that week. So again, you want to, the link for your case studies here is on your Canvas, okay? And then, what did they say here? They must, you have to go through your Canvas module. And again, it's got red and it's bolded. For whatever reason, that's how it's set up. Case studies accessed through your Evolve account will not be accepted without prior written approval by the National Dean of Nurses, which is Dr. Brown. Again, I am the messenger. They will transfer to the gradebook automatically. It is what it is. Screenshots are not accepted, and any access by any other method will result in a 0 for the assignment. So. And then for your papers and your discussion post, look at your assignments, look at your objectives. I know that goes without saying, but for me, especially with the discussion questions and what have you, I follow the rubric. I don't put emotions and feelings in it. I literally look and see, did she do this? Did he do that? Is this listed here? Do I have APA? It either is or it isn't. There's no taupe, it's black and white. And so that's what I do. I just go down, add my comments, keep it moving. So print out your rubric and make sure you have everything that you need there to answer your questions. There's reference material for you guys in your libraries, just nursing journals. You don't want to use anything more than 5 years old. And this has been since I finished up my master's in my first master's in 2006. Why 5 years old? You don't want somebody bringing you some evidence from 1908. It's not applicable to 2023. So you want to always stay current and relevant. One of the things I love is when a patient comes in and tells me some new study from CDC or something. I'm just, maybe not CDC, but don't bring me any wiki stuff. So that's what because the whole point is that you're using your knowledge and your references and what have you to improve patient care from something that's current, not something that happened 20 years ago. Nursing is always, medical field, always changing. You got to stay on top of things. I am always in some book or some journal reading, especially with women's health. I stay on top of the American Academy of Obstetrics and Gynecology. That's my go-to for my for what I do. And then the American Association of Public Health as well, because public health. So as far as your exams are concerned, of course, they're timed. You can only complete them once. You start it, you must finish it. And if you have any technical issues, again, bold red, do not continue, notify your instructor. And then they have processes, and we have processes in place that we have to go through. It's not just like, oh, okay, well, you have technical issues. They have to verify a whole bunch of stuff. It's a process. I don't know what to say. For the specialty exams, they are proctored on campus, and that's arranged by someone other than yourself, myself. One attempt for the HESI, geriatrics, they get 2. Don't know why, it is what it is. You will have an assigned date and time. I'm not in charge of that. That's 20. And the goal is a minimum of 900. That's what you want to aim for. Again, I am presenting the information. Remediation is mandatory to receive your HESI score. And then there's, again, full face, everything else there. So beforehand, you want to review and ask yourself, are you ready? Okay, what remediation can I help you review? What can I do to help? But again, you have to, if you come to me for help, which you can come to me at any time that you like, you want to make sure that you have done the work. Because I'm going to ask questions like, okay, in chapter this, what I'm going to try to get to what part of that we need to kind of pull out and extrapolate. Did someone leave? Oh no, there you go. I just need to make sure I see. I thought somebody stepped out the room. All right. So there you go. You want to make sure you can review and answer those questions. And then thank you for your time for that particular piece. And our lead instructor, Dr. Lundy, put this together. Always positive motivations and stuff for you guys there. So I am going to, are you good, Ms. Lyons? Everybody's good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. I am going to stop talking for a second and ask if there's any questions. If you have any questions that you want to ask and everyone else to hear, you can unmute yourself and then mute yourself back. If there's anything private you want to talk to me about, I still need to go over, we're going to go over the syllabi, but I just want to stop and actually take a drink of water. So, questions on anything? All righty. Is anyone on the West Coast with myself or Mountain? Okay, just a show. Yeah, raise a hand is good. I like that, Ashlyn. How do you pronounce your name, Ms. Lyons?
It's Arian.
Arian, of course, like air with the N.
Air Ian.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to try.
You
to
can call me
pronounce-
Air. That's totally fine.
No, your mom named you Arian. It's Arian. And
Arian.
now, she wanted you to be Air. She called you Air. I don't know. And then Miss Kerr, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, you're right.
say
You
your-
didn't. You didn't.
I'm
You
gonna-
can call me Miss Carr. You can call me Jazz. You can call me
How is
Jazz.
it pronounced? The last
Jazz
name?
Kirandeep.
No, I was gonna do the first name. So you messed it up for me. How do you say your last name?
Carr?
Carr. All right, let me try to do the first. Jazz Karandeep.
Yeah.
I just need to flow with it more.
You did it perfect.
Miss Letitia Battle, Mr. John Whitehead, Miss Jazz Karandeep Carr. I know I slaughtered it. Ashley Kegg, Jessica Andrus, Ashlyn May, Miss Elizabeth Posek, Miss Jasmine Dickerson, Miss Brittany Hinderhan, like it's spelled, Miss Elizabeth Olakunle. How did I do? Elizabeth, she still can't hear me? Okay, I'll move on. Miss McKenna Chavez, Miss Cherise Hodges. Okay, did I miss anyone? There's still, folks, I need to be admitted. So late. Okay, all right, you guys, let's keep it moving. It's Friday, right? All right, so a couple of notes I have here that they want to make sure that I relay to you. Know your time zones. Everything is on Eastern time. Whether the time changes, it's always Eastern. Know your time zone. The assignments are due Wednesday, Friday, 11:59 Pacific. Not accepted late, whatever. This is okay. All right. Okay, let's move on. Unless there's any questions, I'm gonna count 5 seconds to myself, and if not, we're gonna move on to the syllabus. If everyone can pull out your syllabus for me, please, and then there's gonna be some things we need to. Okay, John, just come back in 59 seconds. Did you already come back? Oh, I missed that. Oh, you're quick. Okay, Angel. Okay. All right. I'm reading your comments, but it may be kind of slow, but I got you. Elizabeth, does the sound any better? I see you're scrunching your face. I don't want you to get frown lines. Can you just unmute and let me know you're good? You're still frowning at me. All right. Keep it moving. You'll get it recorded. All right. Everybody have their syllabus. One new message. Can someone type what's going on? Okay, I want everyone to raise their hand if they can hear me. Ms. Carr, I don't see your hand. Ms. Cherise, I don't see your hand. Okay, okay, you can put it, okay, Jessica, I don't see your hand, maybe it's my camera. Can you hear me, Jess? Just raise your hand, Jessica. I don't see her hand.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of strange because I used this thing for Zoom 2 days ago and it was very clear. But tonight I don't know what's going on tonight.
Well, Elizabeth, we're gonna keep it moving. I will send you the link and then you can listen to it if you want to at your own leisure. All right, so because again, I'm sure you guys want to, it's Friday, so. All right, please have your syllabus out. Let me share my screen with you.
I have a quick question.
Yes,
When you said assignments are due, you said Wednesday and Friday, or is it Wednesday first discussion and Sunday? Is it Friday or Sunday?
so the assignments are, look at your syllabus. Look at your syllabus. I was just saying in general, assignments are due either Wednesday or Friday.
Okay.
Did I get that right? Yeah. Wednesday or Friday is when assignments are due. And we'll go, I was just saying it in general, you don't have assignments due on a Tuesday. You don't have assignments due on a Thursday. I was just making a
Right,
general
okay.
statement. So we're gonna go by, yeah, we're gonna go by the syllabus because that's what I go by. And that's what I want you guys to turn. I was gonna share my screen, but I don't see where I have it on my, let me see if I can, no, I don't want to share. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. You'll get just get your syllabus out, turn to page 5. All right. Again, I'm a visual person, but I just, as long as you have your syllabus, does anyone not have a copy of their syllabus handy? Raise your hand if you don't have a copy of your syllabus handy. Ooh, Ms. Kerr. Okay, okay. You're gonna have to just get carpal tunnel and write this out. I'll send it to you as well. This again is the information I'm getting ready to share with you. I don't change the syllabus. It's just I want to point out some things for you that was pointed out to me that I'm sharing with you now. So here we go. On page 5, week 1, for your professional development plan. As you've noticed, it should have opened up on the 8th and is due on the 15th. All right. Any questions about that? And I'll leave questions open. Again, I keep saying this over and over again, just bear with me. If anyone has any specific questions about the professional development or anything I can answer after class is over is when I'll have the office hours. And I think that works out better for folks if they want to stay on or not stay on. Page 6, week 2. Your discussion question number 1, it opens on January 15th. Okay. And then you want to complete and turn in your NCLEX questions from Saunders by the 22nd. So opens on the 15th, discussion question 1, and your NCLEX questions opens on the 15th, closes on the 22nd. You do not need to turn in, and I should have said that on, it says complete and submit attestation and questions. That's one of the things that was handed down to me. That's no longer required. So I'm glad we're going over this because I think you guys had to do that before. So you can just cross that out and it's recorded and you have my word, you do not need to do that anymore. So anytime you see complete and submit attestation and questions, it's no longer valid. All right, so we talked about week 2. You do not, again, need to complete and submit any attestation. So for week 2, again, your unit exam number 1 will cover chapters 1 through 3. You want to insert chapter 9, chapter 20 through chapter 23, chapter 31, Healthy People 30. Any questions about that? Okay. For week 3, your unit exam takes place during class. So FYI, your case study opens up on the 8th. It closes on the 29th. And just keep in mind, I've already put you guys into groups. And so you'll stay in those groups forever or for the class is open. Okay. And then week 4, you complete and turn in your HESI case study. Opens on the 22nd. It is due on the 5th. So you'll notice in Evolve, it has a different date, and this is something my Dr. Lundy wanted me to reiterate that that is not the due date. The reason being is that how Evolve functions, if we closed it on the 5th, or we had that day 5th in Evolve, then we're not, it's like it takes an act of Congress to, if someone were to submit it in late, you're not going to submit it in late, but it gives me wiggle room to be able to accept it late by my written blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what, don't pay attention to Evolve, pay attention to your syllabus. Okay, now let's see where we are. Okay, week 5. Discussion question number 2. And then you're going to complete and turn in your 50 NCLEX questions and what have you. So it opens on the 5th. It closes on the 12th of February. Your unit exam number 2. So there's a whole bunch of numbers here that have changed. So make sure you write this down. Again, I will give you the updated copy that was given to me. I did not change it. I am the messenger. So for number 2, unit exam, we'll test chapters 4, 8, 10, 24 through 26, 29 through 30, 32. Week 6, unit exam will be done during your class. Discussion question 3 opens the 12th of February, closes February 19th. Week 7, discussion question 4 opens on, what did that say? Looks like it says here, they open it on January the 8th, closes on February 26th. This is your group project. Okay. And I guess the reasoning behind these group projects is they are giving you guys more time because it's a group project and all of that. So for week 8, make sure I don't. Okay. For week 8, you're going to complete and turn in the NCLEX questions. It opens at February 26th, closes March 5th. And then your HESI RN, their Evolve HESI RN case study opens the 19th of February, closes March 5th. Do not pay attention to the due date and Evolve. It's the syllabus. Again, that gives us wiggle room because if not, then Evolve will shut it down on the 5th and then it's just a hot mess. Week 9, your unit exam 3 is in class. Your vulnerable population assessment assignment is a big chunk, so they opened it up.
Are those chapters the right chapters?
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Letitia? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Unit exam 3, and I would have repeated, anyway, thank you for the last time. Chapters 5 through 7, 11 through 19, 27 through 28 for unit exam 3. And you'll hear me repeat these chapters throughout our time together. For week 9, the unit exam takes place in class. You're gonna do your vulnerable populations, was a huge piece of your life. Opens up early. It should be available to you now. It was advised that we open it up to you guys super, super early so you can see it. You already know your groups, have assigned your groups. It closes on the 12th. Week 10. Excuse me. Complete and turn in your case study. It opens March 5th, closes on the 19th. Then you're going to turn in your NCLEX questions, which open on the 12th, closes on the 19th. So for Ms. Lyons, for this week, we're going over the orientation and then we're going over the syllabus. We'll start next week. I have a question in the chat box. We're gonna start our lecture. We'll cover week 1 and week 2.
I was just gonna
Okay.
restart my video and then log back in if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They're really, I mean, you wanna, you just wanna be, as much as possible, you wanna be present and what have you, because all of this gets looked at. So if you gotta restart it, do what you gotta do, just, yes, so, yeah, after we cover the syllabus, I'm gonna open it up for questions and we'll start with, officially start with things next week. We'll cover the first and second week. We'll have our breakouts and what have you. So for week 10 is the HESI week. Review will take place during class by yours truly. Looking forward to it. But for week 10, the case study opens at the 5th, closes the 19th. And then your NCLEX questions opens on the 12th, closes on the 19th. Seems like it kind of winds down here. Week 11, you have your community nursing specialty exam on campus. The specifics, if you need accommodations or what have you. Again, I know this is an hour into this. Just communicate with me in advance. I communicate with the powers that be. But just, again, just prepare yourself for all of this, slowly, surely. How do you eat an elephant? One little tiny bite at a time until you get that sucker eaten up. It'll go by quickly. It may not seem like it, but it'll, especially after spring break, it just boom. And then week 12, you have your remediation for community nursing special exam. And your course eval opens up on the 20th, closes on March 27th. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Okay. All right. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe you already addressed this, but where do we
Go
see
ahead.
group?
I'm sorry?
Where do we see who's in our group for the group
Okay.
project?
Under people and groups.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
somebody's
you.
not muted. Go ahead, Miss Letitia.
Oh, I was telling her it's under people and groups.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, we're here to help each other. No question is, if I said it, I'll say it again, If I remember what I said, sometimes I don't remember. The next week, again, this is our orientation, our syllabi. We'll get into the lectures and what have you. Make sure you cover week 1 and 2 and you turn in your assignments on Sunday. And so any questions? If not, I'm gonna let you guys go for this week. We usually have, like I said, we'll have a 10-minute break, but I'm gonna end it if there's not any specific questions, and I'm gonna stay on. So I'm just gonna ask everyone. John, any specific questions, comments? Miss Jaskarandi, I gotta flow it. I'm gonna get it. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask. And if not, you can stay after, because maybe some people are gonna talk to me. Ashley Kegg, any specific questions? Miss Jessica Andrus, any questions about anything we've covered, my dear? Ashland May. Elizabeth Pozick. Miss Jasmine Dickerson. You can always email and text me. Brittany Henderhan. Don't think I've ever met a Henderhan. A Henderson, but the Henderhan. I have a thing with names. I'm gonna Google that. What's a Henderhan? Is it German? Okay. My last name is German. I could be, but I'm not. So, in case anybody wondered. Miss Ola Conley. All right, it's okay. We got you. Miss Chavez. Sharice, Miss Sharice Hodges. Miss Lyons, you want to stay on a little bit? afterwards if you need
Good.
to.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So community health is a passion of mine. I'm looking forward to our time together. Again, I've taught it at other locations, and one thing you'll find out about nursing is if you find what gives you passion, working with kids, working with elders, working with this, that, and the other, as Oprah would say, you know, it's not even, you don't think you're working because you enjoy it so much. Conversely, you'll also learn what you do not like. Do not stay in anything that does not drive or feed your soul. For me, and I was a hospice nurse many years ago in my 20s. 20s and hospice nurse didn't fit me, but you know, it might fit you, but it didn't fit me. Pediatrics didn't fit me. As a mom, I just felt like I was always on duty, and it just made me kind of sad to see sick kids. So know what drives you, and you know, this is one of the oldest professions out there. So without further to do, I will let you guys go. We'll add in your break with this as well. And you are, oh, yes, you may. My phone number is 520-900-0582. I am going to send you everyone in the meeting. You have my number. Don't use and abuse it. I'm a person too. La 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 la. Okay, let me just make here. What did we start my Zoom? I don't think I've missed anyone. If I did, you can unmute yourselves now. If not, it's a pleasure to meet each other. How we're going to meet each other. Let's all remain respectful and kind. We all have a job to do. They pay me to teach and lecture and help you guys, but you got to help me to help you. Learn from us. I've had many years of experience. Doesn't mean I know anything, but I know where to find it. And that's the thing. If you don't know where something is, know where to find it. Up to date, CDC, know where to look. And do not be afraid to say, you know what, I don't know, Ms. Smith, but let me find out for you. Okay, it's all in how you present it. And that way you will learn, they will learn, and the next patient to ask you, you got it. All right, as you know, I love to talk. So without further ado, you are free to leave the Zoom. I am not going to leave. I'm going to hang tight to see if anybody wants to talk to me. Have a good day.
Thank you, Professor Jennifer.
Thank you, Miss Lyons. Miss
Have a
Dickinson.
good night.
You too, dear.
Good night.
Good night, sweetie. Good night. Good night.
Oh, how to get out this.
And Miss Carr, if you have any questions, if not, you can end it. No? Miss Kerr, do you have any questions? If not, just end. I still see your face. Hello? Yes. Okay, I'm actually still in the Zoom. Let me call you right back. Okay, bye-bye. Miss Cara, if you're talking to me, dear, I can't hear you.
Hi there.
Hi. I didn't know if you were talking to me. I heard your mouth was going on and I'm like, what?
Actually, my son is nearby and he's just
Oh.
bothering me. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. If there's still some, if you, let's see. If do you have any questions, concerns? Because I didn't want to end if you still needed something.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, then you can end your chat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to exit the room if you're still
Okay,
there.
but are we done like so much earlier?
We're done.
Okay,
We're
perfect.
done just a little bit earlier. Yeah, we went on to the
Okay,
seventh. What have
sounds
you?
good.
And the
Thank
next
you.
one. Okay, bye-bye, dear.
Bye.